Hi everyone, this is Georgia with Georgia's Crafty Creations, and today we're going to be showing you how you can make your own customized flip card, double flip card in Design Space. And then we're going to make the snowman card using Melody Lane Designs Chloe digital paper set. So let's get started. I've went ahead and opened up Cricut Design Space, and I'm going to choose Create a New Project. We're going to insert a shape. We're going to use a square, and we're going to place this at X marker 1 and the Y 1 inch and 1 inch. Now for our size, I'm going to unlock the square, and we're going to make it 11.5 inches by 6 inches tall. Now the next thing we're going to do insert shape. We're going to insert a score line. And the score line we're going to make 6 inches in height. And I've done my calculations for this double flip card, so I know where we need to place them. So we're just going to go ahead and place them. The first one is going to be, the X marker will be at 2.915 inches and the Y at 1 inch. And then we're going to duplicate our score line. Now I'm going to go ahead and move my edit panel down, because we're going to be using the edit and layers a lot, so it just makes it easier. So we're going to go ahead, the score line's picked, so we're going to duplicate it 3 times. Now we're going to go ahead and choose one of them, and the second score line will go at 4.83 inches, and then the Y at 1 inch. Our third score line is going to go at 8.67 inches for the X and Y at 1 inch. And then our last score line is going to go at 10.585 inches and 1 inch. Now the reason I'm making the card 11.5 by 6 is because 11.5 is the largest I could get to cut out on a square mat. If you have a longer mat and longer paper, if you do this at 12 inches, the measurements are much easier to do. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select all my score lines. I don't want to attach them to the base yet. And I'm going to right click and I'm going to group them. That way they're all kept together in case I move something. And then the next step I'm going to do, I'm going to insert a shape. We're going to do a square. And we're going to make this one white so we can see it. I'm going to bring it to the middle, and we're just going to kind of get it the size we would want the panel to be. And that looks pretty good. And we're going to duplicate that twice. However, you really only need 2, but I'll show you that later. I just figured we'd make a base card and save it, and then we'll go on with making the snowman. And then I'm going to hold my shift key, and I'm going to select all 3 of my white pieces, and I'm going to align them, center them vertically. I'm going to save it as double flip card base, and I will save and share these files with you. So now that it's saved, I'm going to go ahead and move these white panels out of the way for now, because I'm not going to need those for a little bit. So we're going to choose our shape that we're going to make our flip card, and I'm going to recreate the snowman that I did. So we're going to do insert images, and in the search box I'm going to type in snowman. And I'm also, to the right of the search box, the filter, I'm going to filter this and choose my images. So it only brings up my images that I can use. And we're going to use this very first snowman that comes up, and he is from the gingerbread cartridge. So we're going to insert him into the file. Now we're just going to bring him up and kind of look at him, see what size we want him. If you want him bigger, smaller, I kind of like him like that. And then kind of place him where you'd want him. But before I do anything else, I'm going to duplicate him 3 times. We may not use all of them, but I like to have extras in case I mess something up, which can happen, and generally does. So now that we have him the size we want, we're going to pull him out, keep him highlighted, and we're going to right click with your mouse and click ungroup. Once you do that, you want to highlight both pieces again, and we're going to click slice. Now that piece you can delete, the green piece you can delete. This piece we want to keep, but we really only want the outline, and there's an easy fix for this. You're going to click on your snowman, come into your layers panel, over to your contour button and click contour, and it changes this purple. And then you're going to click the pieces you don't want, which is all these inside pieces. So as they turn dark, I'm going to click them, and it gives a blue line around it so you know you've clicked the right one. Once you've got everything you want out of there, hit contour again, and now we have our shape we're going to use. So we're going to need 2 of these guys, so we're going to duplicate him. Your first one you're going to bring over to your left score line, and you're going to line, if you see in the middle of your snowman there's like a crosshairs, which is the center of your snowman, you're going to line that center up with your score line. And then you're going to do the same thing with the snowman here. You're going to use the right score line. And then the next thing I like to do to make sure they're even, I highlight the first snowman, hold my shift key down, highlight the second one, and then I'm going to go to align, and I'm going to align the tops. And actually I like where they're at, so we're going to go with that. Next, we're going to click on one of the snowmen, hold our shift key, and click the base. And we're going to come to our layers panel and click slice. And then you can get rid of the pieces that highlight but keep your base. Then you're going to click on your base, arrange, and move it to the back. And then you're going to do the same thing with your left snowman. You're going to click on the snowman, hold your shift key, click your base, and click slice. And then you can also get rid of those 2 snowmen. So we're going to delete that one and delete that. We're going to arrange, move to the back again. Now you can see your snowman would be totally cut out if you left it like this, but we're not going to do that. We're going to do insert shapes. We're going to do a square. Now you only need this to be as tall as your snowman or a little more. We're going to unlock it first. I'm going to change this color to white so you can see. And I'm going to just make this as tall as I need to. And then we don't need it very wide at all. I think we're going to just do 0.21. And you're going to want to align this to the right of the left score line. And then you're going to duplicate that. And you're going to take it over to your other snowman, but on the right snowman, you want to align this to the left of your score line. Once you get those lined up, you're going to keep this highlighted, hold your shift key, choose the other white piece, then choose your base, and you're going to weld. That way your snowmen are going to stay attached to your card. So we're going to click on our base again, click arrange, move to back, and now we can go ahead and draw a square around our base and our score lines, and we're going to go ahead and attach that. And my size got off just a little, so I'm going to go ahead and fix my size to 11.5 and 6 inches tall. So now that we have our base, we're going to want to do the rest of our snowman. I'm going to pick one of these and we're going to ungroup it just for a minute. And I'm just going to bring him over here. Yep, he'll fit right in there. Now, we are going to want one of these on the front of the card. So I'm going to take and shrink it a little bit. Actually try to make it the same size as my little snowman outline. And you just play with it a little bit till you get it where you want it. We're going to unlock him. Make him a little taller. Because I want it to be the exact same size as this. Let's see how that one goes over. That one's just a little off, but I think it's okay. I can live with it. We'll see if he'll fit on there, which he will. So we're going to select these two. We're going to group him. Now he's going to be the one we're going to use for the outer part, so we're going to go ahead and duplicate him. Now we're going to take another one of these guys. Now here's where the trick comes in. We're going to ungroup this, and we can set that side apart. We're going to bring this piece up, and we're going to set him right in there like we had just cut him out. And we're going to duplicate him. We're going to take this one to the right, or to the left. Actually, you don't even need to do that. You only need one of these guys. This is the trick I was going to show you. We're going to bring one of our white panels up. We're going to move it forward till we get it under that guy. We're going to get this panel where we want it, and be good to get it where you want it. Once you do that, you're going to insert a shape. We're going to do a square, but this one we're going to do very, very thin. We're going to go ahead and make it at least 6.1 inches tall, because we want to, we'll go 6.2 for the height. And then for the width, I'm even going to go down, I think, to 0.1, make it very tiny. And you're going to want to bring it up. And I'm going to make my screen bigger so I can really see this good. I'm going to go up to the top here. You're going to want to center this little piece right with your score line. Once you get it centered with your score line, just bring it up. Then we're going to take our screen back down again. Now I'm going to take this piece, hold my shift key down, and choose my snowman. And I'm going to weld that piece together. Then I'm going to click on it again. I'm going to hold my shift, and I'm going to select my white piece. And this time we're going to slice. And when you take your snowman away, you can delete that. You can delete the brown piece. There's one more brown piece. And lo and behold, you have your background. Now, the reason you didn't need to do that over here is you can just take this background, duplicate it, and bring it over. Because they're the same size snowmen, it will work. And whatever shape you use, I think you can do it. So you can get rid of one of these pieces, and then you can arrange, move to front, and then the two snowmen I kept, we're going to bring right in here. Now these snowmen will go on the front of your card. On the inside of your card, I'm going to ungroup this guy. And we can get rid of this brown piece. On the inside of your card, you're only going to want this piece. And we're going to go ahead, we're going to click File, Save As. And I'm going to save this as the Snowman Double Flip Card. And I will share this file with you guys so you'll be able to do it yourself. Now the next step you will not be able to do unless you have Melody's design paper. So the next thing I'm going to do, because I want to use the Chloe paper, is I'm going to go to Upload Images. I'm going to do Upload Pattern. I'm going to Browse. And I'm going to Digital Papers. I have a file for them. I'm going to choose the Chloe set. Now the piece I'm going to use is Chloe number 14. And I'm going to use the JPEG file. We're going to open. And we're going to save. Now once I have done that, I'm going to go back to my paper. I'm going to just backtrack to it. I'm going to click the middle piece, and I'm going to find it and highlight it, and I'm going to change it to print. Once I change it to print, I'm going to choose patterns. And I'm going to go down to the bottom to filter, and I'm going to choose uploaded. And I'm going to choose the Chloe paper. Now you can see it's off, so I am going to edit. If you come down the bottom screen, do edit. And I scaled this, I believe, to 120%. Let's go ahead and just type in 125. Nope, it was more than that. So let's make a little bigger. And I'm moving it horizontally over because I want more of the center of the snow here. And that I like. So now for the next trick, if you're going to do the upload for your panels. If you just take your center panel and duplicate it. I'm going to move these two guys out of the way. Bring this panel over here. And it still needs adjusted a bit, so we're going to go back to that and edit. It still needs to come down. Nope, we need to move it up vertically. And we're going to make it just a hair bigger again. Just play with it till you get it how you like it to look. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this middle panel because I do want all my panels the same. So we're going to stay with this one. I'm going to duplicate it, bring it over. Now I'm going to take my background. I'm going to move it to the front. I'm going to hold my shift key and choose my panel, and I'm going to align them and center them. Now I'm going to slice them. And see, you have your background with the pattern fill, and you don't have to mess with trying to get it where you want it. So I'm going to delete that. I'm going to delete this. We can go ahead and delete this panel now. And I'm just going to duplicate this one and move it over to the left. Still not liking how that brown piece is fitting in there. I think we're going to ungroup this. I think we're just going to get rid of this brown piece, and I'm going to figure something else out for there. I just don't like how it looks. We're going to delete them. So I'm going to get my panels over again. I'm going to hold my shift key and choose all three panels. We're going to align them vertically again. And they look pretty good. And when you're putting it together, you can align them and fix them. Like this one probably needs to be spread over, but since it's grouped together, or I sliced it, it's one piece, but it won't cut as one piece, it will cut as two, and then you can maneuver them when you put it together. So I'm going to go ahead and click Save again. I'm going to do Save As. Yep, I did want to do that. Okay. And there you have your Snowman double flip card. Okay, so I've got all my pieces cut out. Now for the base, I could not do a print and cut on Cricut Design Space. So I printed out a 12 by 12 sheet of the Chloe paper, but this one was number 10. The other paper I used was number 14. And then I just cut it out on the Cricut. So we're going to go ahead and get to assembling our card. The first thing you want to do is fold on the score lines. You've got two score lines on each side. You're going to fold in And I need to find my bone folder. So we get nice good folds. And then you're going to fold this one out. And it looks like it's off just a hair, but I think it'll be fine. Then the same thing with the other side. You're going to fold it in and then fold it out. We're going to make those nice and crisp too. And so there you have your base card for your snowman. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put our pieces on. Now I went ahead and stamped my centerpiece with a stamp that said, "Baby, it's cold outside." And that is from the Fun Stamper's Journey Snow Buddy collection stamps. But I just went ahead and stamped it because I wanted it to say something on the inside. And I'm going to use my art glitter glue for this, which I got from May Made It, and I'll put a link for that down below too. Just going to put some glue on. Make sure I get it placed the right direction. I'm going to lay one of these over here for just a minute to make sure I get this where I want it. And that actually looks pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and press that down. And then we're going to do the same thing with our pieces. We're just going to put a little bit of glue on the back of them. And actually I didn't get enough on that one. And this is our left piece. And with these, you're going to kind of want to line them up with the center part of the snowman, so in the center he's not showing. Gives you a minute to move it around. Get the left piece. That looks good. Then we're going to do the same thing to the right. And you can use double-sided tape or whatever kind of adhesive you like the best. There we go. Smooth that one down. The longest part to do with these custom cards is designing and getting them right. The easiest part is once you get it cut, putting it together. It doesn't take very long to put it together at all. So we got that one in place. And then for the snowman, now this was not Melody's paper. This was from a paper stack I got at Michael's. And before I cut these out, I put Ken Oliver Stick It on the back of my paper to make these easier to adhere. So we're going to go ahead and peel the backing off. Last little piece there. And then I like to start up with his hat to align these. It just makes it a lot easier. If you get his hat started, usually the rest falls right into place. There we go. We'll get the second one on. And then we're going to flip it over. I cut out 4 of this piece. And in hindsight, this piece should have been mirrored because he's not fitting correctly. But we're going to stick him on anyways, just so you get the idea. I'll peel him off later and redo him. You learn as you go. So when you cut this out, 2 of the snowmen mirror the images. Now, if you don't want the snowman on the front of your card, you could also take a stamp or color or do something creative. You could take some flocking and make like a real fluffy snowman on the front. Now, I know these aren't lining up, but I don't want to take the time to recut them right now. So once you have all the pieces together, you're going to fold your left side in first, and then your right side. Actually, it would be the right side would go in first and the left side in second. I'm doing this upside down, so I'm getting it confused. But there you go, and you have your double flip card. I hope you guys like this. If you do, like below, subscribe, and share it with your friends. I will share the file for the snowman card. I also have one that's a double flip with a Christmas tree. However, the Christmas tree is attached here. It is not open. So I will share that file with you too. Have a great day, everybody.